how do I do this? Okay. Hey. Hey. How y'all doing? This is Nimbus Intuition. So, before we get started, y'all know how I love to start off. So, what we're going to do is start off in that way. And so, let me send y'all, love and do this real quick. And so, start off thinking about good things, pleasant things, things that make you smile, things that make you laugh, things that make you feel good. Think about whatever it is, no matter when it was, that made you smile till your cheeks hurt. Think about that thing that made you laugh so hard that you bawled over. Maybe you started crying because you were laughing so hard. But think about that time, whenever it was, that had you feeling just so good that you always remember it. Think about that. Think about that. Think about that. Okay. All right. All right. So it's tea time. And I was trying to figure out what I want to share with y'all. It is the third Sunday. Here I am. And I just want to be really chill and everything when I come on here. And so that's what I'm doing. I found a spot for me to come to y'all, and because I'm not like in one place right now, so I was like, let me find some place where I can talk to y'all and just be chill. So here I am. And so what I want to do, because for some reason, y'all, I've been listening to a lot of readings, and I don't know who out there who's into that. I'm a real spiritual person, and so to me, readings, I think that has to do with why I like reading so much, because it's people who are channeling spirit, and so I tend to listen to reading sometimes a lot, and so that's been me lately. And as y'all know, I read tarot too, but I haven't done it lately, like for y'all and everything. So what I want to do as we get started tonight is I'm going to take a cue from spirit as to what to talk about. So I'm going to see what it is that comes up that kind of makes me draws me out as far as something to share with you all, because there's so many things that I could share. As y'all see, I'm on Instagram a lot lately. Y'all check those out. I'm really getting used to using social media more. And let me tell you, hats off to y'all who like, it's nothing for y'all, but it's really it's epic for me, because I really am not a social media person, but I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get better with it and everything. So check me out on Instagram. Come and follow, and I'm gonna do TikTok eventually. I'm gonna get to TikTok, and then let's see from there. Let me just pace myself, okay? So go ahead. Everything is Nimbus Intuition, no spaces, and go ahead and check me out. See what's going on over there. All right, y'all. So let's see. All right. All right. All right, y'all. I'm trying to see what I should share with y'all tonight. Uh-oh. Okay. And this is not like I said, I'm just looking for something outside myself to lead the way at a moment. Yeah. I don't want to be in my ego right now. And so that's what I'm trying to do. I think sometimes I get to talking about what I'm doing and what I got going on, and I don't want to do that. Um, and most of the things that I talk to y'all about relates to, something that I'm trying to share as far as either, what I have done to intentionally share with y'all or, something like that. So, um, okay. All right. And so it looks like, it really didn't give me anything other than what I had in mind. And so maybe that's what it is. It's just whatever I have in mind to kind of share with y'all about. And the topic of late has been about, the sex journey, right? And so that's what I've been talking about lately. Let me see. I didn't get on Facebook this time around. Maybe I should do Facebook too today. I usually check and see if anybody's saying something as far as comments are concerned. Matter of fact, I think I am going to venture out because it is something that, like I said, I have just recently started like getting on Instagram, like I should probably, and Facebook. Um, Facebook is like YouTube. Like it's not. I'm not really going on there too much. But let me venture out today. Um, I've been getting in front of a lot of people lately, and it's like, yeah, they probably all on Instagram though. So let me do this. All right. Okay. I'm going to add Instagram to the mix. And maybe Facebook. Maybe I'll just put it on Facebook later and probably edit it before that. Let me see if I'm gonna do that. Okay. How y'all do this? Okay. Bear with me, y'all, because y'all know I don't get on here like that. So here I go. Okay. So I know y'all into the filters and all of that. So is that like Instagram etiquette or something to do all those filtering and stuff like that? Because I don't usually put filters on my stuff. Oh, see, I didn't press the button that put me live. Okay. So let me say hello. Hey everybody. Okay. I don't know. Look, this might not be good for. Oh, it's not changing. So let me put it back this way. Okay. Hey, this is Nimbus Intuition. I'm doing a live. I think I did a live a while ago, but I'm doing a live again right now. It's tea time, so I'm putting Instagram on there too. And so y'all come and join. If I know how to dag on. Look, I'm gonna do this today. We gonna do this today. Kevin Hart said, we gonna do this today or something like that. All right. All right. Y'all bear with me. And every time I have one of these kind of tea times, I say I'm gonna cut up to that on video and all of that. And I need to prop this up somewhere. Okay, how are y'all? I think I can prop it up right here. No, here it goes. Here it goes. All right, y'all. That might work. I hope it does. Look, here's the fingers crossed and all of that. Let me see. Okay. All right. So I'm on Instagram too right now, and it's getting a piece of this stuff on. I got a laptop case. It's crazy old, like so. All right, y'all. So that's a new change for me and everything. So shout out to everybody on Instagram. I met so many people. I want to like give y'all love and everything. People have been supporting, the book Celibate 69. Appreciate support. I've had some really interesting conversations in this last week, and it's reminding me of back in the day. Back in the day, I used to do sales when I was going through college and stuff like that. And so, yeah, I've been doing that and everything. How you doing? How you doing? That Miracle, what's up, girl? Alonzo, how y'all doing? Yeah. This is just tea time. Just winging it. So anyway, so we've been talking about the book. If you don't know, I'm talking about the Celibate 69. Y'all know I talk about wait and have sex. And so, it's just been some interesting conversations, of course. And I find it with the men because I don't know if men get to have these conversations all the time with women because when do we have an opportunity to talk like face to face about it, right? And so it's an opportunity to talk about it while I am promoting, of course, taking time out before you get in a relationship. And guys, a lot of guys have things to say about that. Some they get it, they understand it. And even I've come across some who have done the journey. I've come across a couple guys this week who one, he said he did it like 8 years, and another, he did it a couple years. And so, yeah, it was interesting to talk to them. And so, yeah, but we were having some interesting conversations surrounding the topic. And so that's really what's been on my mind to share with y'all. But then that's what I talk about so much that, I don't want to pound it into the ground like that. But if y'all have any suggestions, if y'all have anything y'all want to talk about, and it doesn't have to be about the no fap celibacy journey, it can be about anything, then we can talk about it. And so, yeah. So that's what I've been talking about. And I think that, yeah, I don't know if I want to talk about tonight, but I think spirit is pretty much saying relationships to not, specifically sex. I could read it that way, but not specifically sex, but definitely relationships. All right. Okay. Anywho, I'm on here, so I'm given the opportunity to let's talk about something. All right. I don't know if I want to talk about this again, but I will share. Let me share this because I have finished this guide that I've been putting together, and so I finally got my hands on it. Y'all gonna hear me start talking about it if you haven't already heard. I think I mentioned it last time. That was like last month when I was on, but I finished it, and so this is the guide that I put together for y'all. All right, and so this is the secrets of no sex, the secrets to no sex. And so what this guide does is give you pointers and tips. If you have any issues with saying no and being strong in your no, not that, saying no is one thing, but being strong in it. Now, to clear that up, I'll put some questions in this guide, and I'm gonna share a couple of these questions with y'all. All right. All right. And so if you answer these questions for yourself, and then you decide whether or not, this guide might be for you. All right. So let me see. Okay. So answer this. Do you find yourself upset because you gave in to sex when you did not have the intention to do so? Y'all ever been there? Now, because I got, my guy friends I always talk about, I had growing up, a lot of them. I heard story after story about that kind of scenario where, yeah, maybe it was the club and somebody was drinking and then they went ahead and they had relations and then they was like, oh man, like, and they, sometimes upset, like, dang. It happens, right? I've heard stories like that. So that's kind of what I mean to say with that question. Another scenario, that's what I remember when I think about that question is the stories I've heard where somebody's upset that they went there when they weren't, intending to do that. It goes, women go through that too. I'm trying to think of an instance I can remember. It happens with women too. Nothing comes to mind. I'm not gonna put anybody on Front Street anyway. So, but yeah, it does happen. So you'll know if it's happened for you. I was trying to kind of clear that up. Okay. All right. So another question. Do you sometimes allow your environment to take you off your path of celibacy, abstinence, or no fap? Right. All right. So that's real clear cut. So your environment. So you've decided that you want to do this journey for whatever reason. Okay. And it really doesn't matter what the reason is. If you've decided to do that, However, you go ahead and you go hang out with, this group of folks. And before you know it, I don't know, y'all and y'all in whatever predicament. And then you give up the path, you give up the journey because you hanging out with these, these groups and they kind of, you got elements around you and you go ahead and you engage when you didn't want to because you on this path, you decided to be on this path, but you was hanging out with the element that had it around you or something like that, and then you let it whatever. So that's what I'm talking about. Or let me see. Yeah, that's like going to the strip club when you on a journey. I mean, and I talk about that. Look, or putting on a playlist with bedroom songs on it and listening to it like back to back to back. I mean, and so do you or have you had that happen? And so, and I'm gonna get one more because I got like a few more, but let's say no, it's not gonna be. Let me go through these questions. Okay. All right. Okay, another one. Have you found yourself giving into lust when you thought you were stronger? All right. And I put lust in there because that's what we call it, right? That's when those urges come up. That's when the body starts talking to us. And that's when we see the attractive person and what triggered into wanting to have sex, right? All right. Yet when you decided to be on this, well, no, here it is. It's the person who, okay, it's not gonna bother me. That's not gonna bother. I can handle it. That's this person. This is the question for this person. I can handle it. I ask guys all the time. I was like, if a beautiful woman was in front of you and she was coming on to you, can you say no to her? Yeah, that's not in the guide, but that's an example because you must be able to say no. Will you or won't you is another question, but can you is the question. All right. So that's where I'm coming from with that question. Have you found yourself giving in a lust when you thought you were stronger? All right. So if you can say no to any circumstance, then you know. And so, but sometimes we put ourselves in predicament thinking that we're stronger, but then we, Anyway, I'll talk about that in the guide. It's yeah. All right, and so the last question, and let me see. Okay, have you had sex and after do not completely understand how you ended up in that situation? And that's related to the first question where you wind up in, being intimate with somebody. But then afterwards you like in a regretful type of state of being because you really had no intention of doing that, whatever. And so, but then you don't understand why. So you don't understand, and that's what makes it different from the first question. Understanding how you got there, because if substances, this not talking about the substances, there's a bunch of reasons why these things can happen. And so, yeah. So if you answered yes to any of those questions, then you may want to pick up the guide. All right. Again, The Secrets to No Sex. It's on Amazon. I'm gonna leave some links, of course. I think I have caught up to leaving my links and stuff. And so yeah, I'm gonna leave a link there. And anybody, in the area, y'all see me, y'all know I'm gonna have it with me. And so y'all just, let me know if y'all wanna grab it and everything. And so yeah. All right. All right, so here we are talking about, I kind of want to talk about something else, y'all. I've been talking about this all week, right? And I can talk about it like for extended periods of time. I just want to talk about something else sometimes. Like, I haven't talked about anything spirit. Well, kind of, sort of. I always talk about spiritual stuff, but yeah, the book has taken over everything, everything else, and so yeah. All right, and so I hope everybody's strong on their journeys. It's just one day at a time. One day at a time. Now, let me switch it up and let me see. All right. Oh, and I don't know how Instagram usually goes. Like, do y'all have the long lives? Did I ever see an Instagram live? I don't think I've ever watched a long one. Usually they're pretty short. Okay. All right. I'm a kind of, I don't know. Look, I'm gonna let it ride, but I don't really know how y'all do Instagram lives and whatnot. And so I am getting on there now. Yeah. So I hope everybody out there as well. I don't really talk about myself a lot, and sometimes I think people want me to share that and everything, and it's really it's something I would do if I'm requested to do it. And so all I can say is, I'm just like everybody else. I go through stuff, but I'm not really, I'm not a look at me person when I go through stuff. Like I'll do it in private, and so and because I'm like I'm kind of person that if something was going on with me, you wouldn't know it until we talked about it and I shared it with you. You just wouldn't know it, and it's not like it's not ego. And I've been trying to deal with ego, and I have dealt with ego in the past, but there's some people out there like that. You just would never know that something's going on with them, and that's how it is. And it's not. That's why it's always good to check on people. Always good to kind of, and this is my opinion, of course, to give people love and give people support and just be there. Sometimes you can make a difference with a person by just sitting with them and chilling with them for a couple of hours. That can make a whole difference with whatever whatever's going on. You may not know about it. And so it's always good to reach out to folks and see what's going on with them. Everybody's story is different, and so everybody is different, and so don't discount the person who always has a smile on their face, always seems to be cheerful, always positive. You just don't, you don't know, you never know. And so there's some people out there like that, right? And so I really have to go by questions. I have to go by people asking me specific things in order to kind of share more. Because I really want to share more. I think I have a lot that I can share, which are so many experiences. Not only where I grew up, the different experiences I had, because I was the youngest, and almost everywhere I went, I was the fly on the wall. I'm like, I have so many experiences that I can share. It's just a matter of being asked the question, and I'm willing, and I'm willing to share. I think I get to share a lot through what I've been sharing with the books and stuff, because I cover so many things. And once you read it, or start listening to what I'm saying about it, you'll see how much it covers. But it really comes down to self-love. That's what it really comes down to, as anything that you can take away from it is going back to self-love. But I got lots to share, so just ask. All right. Yeah. All right. I've had something on my mind in today, and this is why I'm trying to go to spirit today, is that I'm trying to be open to like I said, I'm getting outside myself. I don't want to be in my ego. I think it's a point of like surrendering to God, right? Where you it's like the ultimate allowing. Like wanting higher powers in your life to help guide you, help lead your steps, help you go where it is that not only you want to go, but where you're best, you're a good fit to go. Maybe that's the wrong kind of way to put it, because I don't believe in trying to fit in. That's not probably not the best words. What I mean by fit is where you want to be of service to wherever you are. And so the things that I can share, I might not be, every room may not be open to what I have to share and what I have to offer. If I got 5 rooms in front of me, maybe only 3 of them can use the information that I have to share, or whatever it is that I have to share, while the other 2 may not. And so that's what I mean by fit. I want to be guided to the place where I can be the most useful, where serving purpose is really what I'm doing, because I'm serving a purpose wherever I am. It's nothing like being somewhere and feeling like, what am I doing here? Have you ever had that feeling where maybe it's a place where maybe you don't feel useful, but or it can be a place where you're trying to be useful, but they close the ears around you. And so that's a tough situation, especially the last one, when the people around you don't necessarily want to hear what it is that you're trying to share, or they're closed off to it in some way. Excuse me. And so that's a tough scenario to be in. And so as I, communicate with my high powers, when I talk to God, I ask to, that I be in places where people can not only use what it is that I have to offer, what I can share, that I'm serving a purpose wherever I go. And so, yeah. And that's that can be a challenge, I think. Yeah. All right. And so I'm still trying to I'm like going off in tangents and stuff, right? But because I don't go live much anymore, that's how it feels to me. Like I just want to share. Like, I want to take a cue from you, but I don't see anything. And I'm not on Facebook. That's usually where I see everybody's comment about whatever, but not today. And Instagram, I don't see anything. I saw a couple folks and then nothing else. So what you supposed to do on Instagram, y'all? All right, I'm trying not to get in the camera. Okay. All right, I'm gonna let it rock, because if I start pressing stuff, it's not even gonna stay up. So I'm gonna go ahead and let it rock. Look. All right, so what else is going on? So the year is officially on its way. And y'all, I'm still asking y'all, have y'all done y'all scripting? Have y'all done y'all vision boards? It's important to have done that by now. Have done it by now. Scripting and vision boards. Yes. Doing your inner work every day. It's so important. Yeah. And so I hope you're doing that. Okay. Let me see what else I want to talk about, y'all. I'm just like I said, I'm here, I'm there. Okay. Okay. So when it comes to relationships, you know, I think one of the hardest times for most people is an end of a relationship. And my heart goes out to people at ends of relationships because I know how tough it can be. And so, you know, it's something to remember that is a temporary feeling that you're gonna have as you transition away from that relationship into either being single or another relationship, which I don't suggest, especially after freshly out of a relationship. Taking time is important. Taking time to heal. I was thinking like, and I had a little spin on it that was comedic though, but I think I'm gonna do a post. But I was thinking about this with relationships with us, women especially. But y'all know how we always talking about getting a bag, that's the thing. And so for women, our bags are we take our bags are like our jewelry sometimes. All right. And I think it's almost across the board with women. We like nice bags, right? I don't know too many women who are not into bags. So we gotta carry a bag. It's just a woman thing, right? We have to be prepared for things. And so we're gonna have some kind of something that we carry in. And so we always got some kind of bag with us, right? And so we like the nice bags, right? And so, but in getting a bag, which now it means getting money. It means getting your whatever it is that you have, getting your achievement, getting to your success, getting the bag. Because once you achieve what it is that you want to achieve, you have your option of what kind of bag you want. So you don't have to get the knockoff anymore. You can go ahead and go get the official bag that you want to get, right? And so getting a bag is about achieving your goals. Getting a bag is about getting to that wherever it is that you want to go. However, in this process of achievement and success and getting a bag and getting to our goals, we also have to learn how to let go. And yes, this is what I'm tying into the end of relationships, letting go. I was thinking about Erykah Badu's song "Bag Lady." And Erica, she broke it down. It was nice and sweet the way she broke it down. She said, "You gonna hurt your back dragging all them bags like that." Now the only way that you can be a bag lady, the way Erica put it down, see, a bag lady in the reference that she was using is if you see the woman is depicted in most cities. She's rolling a shopping cart and is a bunch of bags or that she has with her shopping cart and a bunch of bags. Or you'll see a woman, she's elderly-ish and she'll like just have bunches and bunches of bags. It's usually a person on the street. And that's a bag lady. And the way she's using it is to say, to let go. You if you become a bag lady, you're not letting things go. Now, and with each bag, we have to learn to let go. And so when it comes to relationships, and each bag is a relationship, we have to learn to, put the bag down, which is letting it go. We all might know somebody in our lives who is a bit of a hoarder, if not officially a hoarder, where they don't let go of anything. And we can see by their example that that's definitely not a good thing. And that's something that we can physically see, because they're holding on to every single thing. The conditions in which they are in become just chaotic and disruptive. It becomes unclean, and just, I watched that hoarder show probably a couple times, and I was like, look, I couldn't really watch it for real, because in those circumstances, it was to an extreme where it was not a livable condition, because these folks had hoarded and it took over everything. And so we know those are the results physically of not letting go. And so we have to learn how to let go. And it's hard, and it's something that happens. It's unfortunate, but it happens. And in that time and in that space, we have to not only let go, we have to heal. And so that's where what I talk about comes in, because it's part of healing. It's part of getting prepared for relationship. It's part of self-reflection. It's part of a bunch of stuff. But in reference to what I'm talking about, healing has to occur. And so while, if that's what you're going through, it might be painful and it might be hurtful, that it's not going to last forever. That pain and that hurt, eventually it'll be less. It'll be less and it'll be less. And it may not go away completely. However, things get better. And so my heart goes out to people who are experiencing that. I always say, look, being hurt and being in pain is something that we have to deal with, but we don't have to sit in it. We don't have to sit in it. You can go and still try to do things to make you smile, laugh, and feel good. Even, you may not want to, but you'll eventually see that when you start to try, that you can smile a little more. And you can make that smile become a laugh, and you can, start to feel good. And that's kind of an indication of how you're doing with your healing. And so continue, attempting that, just continue to attempt that. Just don't sit in the hurt and the pain. All right? Be around people that love you and encourage you, and, are good to be around when you are around people. And being by yourself is perfectly okay too. Go be around the trees and the ocean if possible, and do that. But yeah, we all go through it. You're not alone. Even if you seem alone, you're never alone. Okay. And I'm being really random. Like I said, I'm letting spirit guide. And so this is what I'm coming up with, right? All right. So back to my metaphor about what I was linking, Erica's song with the bags and stuff like that. So letting go is just releasing the situation. When we understand that we don't own anybody, and that's just how it is, I think it's easier to learn how to let go. And so it's really a process of just allowing. Know that when it comes to a relationship, you want it to 100% of the time be something that goes both ways. Anytime it doesn't go both ways, it's not good for you. And so if someone wants something else, that's just what it is. And it's nothing that you should do to but allow that to be. Anything that's forced is not a good thing. And so when it comes to letting go, it's just about allowing. You and that person may one day be okay and be friends and friendly. However, you got to allow people to do and live their life. And that's how I think the mindset has to be when you're letting go. You have to think about that person, especially if you claim to love this person, is that, do I want this person to be happy? And being happy is doing what you want to do. So if they don't want to continue a relationship, then you forcing them to stay is not being, you kind of not loving in that way. Then if you're trying to force somebody to stay where they don't want to be. And so you have to let go. It's how you can love that person. And the saying goes, if you let something go and it comes back to you, sometimes that does happen. However, you don't sit around waiting for that person to return either once you do let go. And so it's just a matter of checking yourself and checking yourself in relation to the person in your life. Do I want to be here? And does that person want to be here? And you have to be honest with the answer. And that's going to allow you to let go, because if you answer that you don't want to be there, or that other person doesn't want to be there, then that is time to let go. All right. So, and if you don't let go, you are holding on to a bag. You're collecting bags. And so the bag lady is the lady with, bunches and bunches of bags. And that's weight. We're supposed to be light as feathers. And so if you're not letting go, you're heavy. You're holding on to things that, is not going to help you. It's baggage. It's being unhealed. Imagine those bags that represent all the relationships the person didn't let go, and how much, I'm trying to stay away from this word, but it's trauma when you go around unhealed. And so, it's just so important to let go, because we don't want to end up bag ladies. And that's like in the natural sense, and even, in the spiritual sense, we don't want to end up bag ladies. You'd be too heavy. We're supposed to be light as feathers. So, it's something that some of us have to learn, but we can do it, and it's actually the healthiest thing to do. And yeah, as painful as it can be, we have to do it. It just something has to happen. And so that you can do what's best for you, and you can allow that person to do what's best for them. All right. I'm not sure who I'm talking to, but yeah, I hope this helps. I hope you understand, because I'm even not sure that people really understand what letting go means, in the sense of when people say that. It's just making sure that the both of you want to be there. And letting go means that if somebody doesn't want to be there, then you have to go different directions. And that's letting go. Allowing the person that you love, that you may not want to go in a different direction, to go where they want to go. And that's what that means. All right. And this is a really, this is one of those topics. So if you have anything you want to talk about with it, whatever, comment, and we can, you may want to message me on Instagram and go from there. But this is one of those big topics, and I think it's something that some people don't really understand. You hear it all the time, but sometimes you don't really understand what it means to let go. But it's necessary. It allows people to be healthy and happy, because it's nothing like being in a relationship with someone, but you don't really want to be there. Can you imagine that? Would you want to put somebody through that? Or a case where somebody that you're with is in love with another person, and you know it, and you refuse to let them, let them go. And so it's a whole bunch of scenarios, but look, that's what it comes down to. Do you both want to be there? All right, we can continue talking about it. Like I said, hit me up on Instagram with the comments, and we can continue talking about it. But I definitely I'm going to talk about this more, especially when we get to it in the book and stuff. And so I'm going to talk about this some more. But it's okay, and it's painful, and it's hard, especially if you've had an extended relationship with this person. You're very deeply in love with this person. But what love is wanting that person to be happy. And if you can remember that, and what you really want, if you love someone, is for them to be happy, then that's what it will all come back down to. And that's what will allow you to remember what the best thing is to do. All right. Okay, I'm gonna move on from there. Okay. All right. I feel like doing one of them ear hugs, so let me go ahead and hug it out with whoever I'm talking to. Okay. It's gonna be all right. All right. Let me see how long we gonna be today. All right. This might be a little long because I'm not doing these often, and so this may be a little longer. Okay. It's a lot of relationship stuff that like spirit that came through with spirit, and so yeah. All right, so give me a minute, y'all. Give me a minute, y'all. Now I'm not flipping this. I'm not doing this as a reading. So I want y'all to be clear. This is not like a reading or anything. I'm just like I said. I'm just going by taking some cues, but it's not a reading. Okay. All right. So because I've been talking about my book, like really, that's all. I'm really focused on the things that I talk about, and I'm relating it to the book. And y'all gonna have to forgive me for that, but that's just how it is for me right now. And so, um, yeah, I moved to talk about the speed in which which relationships go today. The speed in which relationships go today, because it is, woof, they are going really fast. As far as how quickly people are able to do whatever they want, today, as far as meeting and deciding to do, you know, to be intimate, dating, the whole everything. And so it's a like what used to take a week is happening in a few hours. So before all these, all the internet stuff and everything, which it wasn't that long ago, remember now. You met somebody, say you met them, I don't know, at a walk, you want to walk in the park and you met somebody. All right, that was on a Thursday. You exchanged numbers. Maybe by Saturday, you talk to each other and ask that person out on a date or to see them in some kind of way. And so that Saturday that you arrange a time to get together, and usually it's maybe in the next day or so, maybe 2 to 3 days away. And so it may be the next weekend even before you see that person, right? And so you met on Thursday, it's the next Friday before you see this person sometimes because people have jobs and this and that and other, right? Okay. And so this is not happening like that anymore, right? That's just the initial meeting. That's a week, right? From the time you met to the time you see them again, maybe a week. All right. And so now we online and the texting and the apps and everything. And so in one day that whole thing takes place. Right. So the speed in which things are going. Yeah. And so, and this is why one of the reasons why I talk about the celibacy journey, and people say it's really abstinence, but I don't think abstinence is what is involved in the celibacy journey or the no fap journey or the how many, it's a lot of different things that fall into this category, right? And so we abstaining from sex. We abstaining from sex. And so yeah. But one of the things that you get out of this journey is you get to slow down. You get to slow down and not go so super speed like relationships are happening now, where you although you still meeting people just as fast, the part where it actually becomes intimate, becomes a relationship, takes time. You know, you get to know yourself more. You actually get to know that person more before you decide to take it to another level. You know, these are some of the things that I talk about in there. So, um, yeah, and so I really want to ask around about how people feel about that. I do ask sometimes about, what people think, but see, I think it's different for different age groups. So the older folks, they're like, no, things are going, and they start talking about before the internet and stuff like that. The 20 something, I get mixed responses with 20 somethings, you know. And so it varies, but I'd like to take a more in depth. Um, I like to ask more from y'all about how y'all feel about how it's going, and is you think it's good, you think it's bad, what do you think needs to change, what do you think to make it better with how we doing things now, how things are going now. Yeah. Um, and so I just say, look, take time for yourself. Take time for yourself. I think, especially between in your early 20s, take time for yourself and get to know yourself. Get to know who you are. Get to know what a relationship is about. Get to know what you want in a relationship. Get to know all those things. And especially get to know, be able to use the word no. It's such a powerful word to be able to use, not only other people, but yourself. You got to be able to say no to yourself before anyone else. And so, yeah, that's really what it comes down to about, the speed in which relationships are happening nowadays. And I'd like to know from you all, since getting on any of these dating apps or even some of these social media sites, what is the quickest time it's taken for a relationship to be created? Like, from the time you met to the time you said you were in a relationship, what was the quickest time? I'd like to know that. So please share. All right. Okay. All right. I'm gonna end this on Instagram. I don't really see anything going on, so I'm gonna end this on Instagram. And since this, I think I might have done one so long ago, I don't even remember. But yeah. And so I'm gonna do that. I see y'all again. All right. Let me give y'all loving gratitude before I go, and I'm gonna stay on YouTube. So come over there. I can't really tell if anybody's in the room, but if you want to check me out, come over to YouTube. All right. And is it this? Look, don't get me lying. How are you in this? The send button? Okay. No, that's for the comments, right? Or do I just X out of it? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh. No, I don't think I'm gonna keep that. Yeah. I think I'm gonna do something where I'll figure out how I'm gonna do Instagram. I don't think I'm gonna keep that though. Yeah, I don't even know how I'm gonna keep this one around. I may I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. because I don't do lives, I used to do lives every week. So because it's so far in between now, I feel like I need to kind of talk about a few things because next time it will be the third Sunday of May. And I want to say, is that Mother's Day weekend? If it's Mother's Day weekend, it's going to be the following Sunday. If it's the third one. Okay. All right. And since I know that I'm going to do that, I'm going to go ahead and put up the notification a little bit in advance so it's there. All right. So I'll do that. Okay. All right, y'all. And so we are an hour in. All right. And so let me see. We are an hour in. All right, y'all. Okay, so you've done the vision board, you've done your scripting, you know where it is that you want to see yourself in by the end of this year, because I always just do by the year. You know, you can do further out, however, you gotta kind of take steps. So when you get those steps down, then you can start running. So you gotta learn to walk before you run, right? So just a year for now. If you're more advanced with it, you do 5 years, do 2 years, do 3 years at a time. However, I say 1 year at a time. It makes us be more focused when we're doing 1 year at a time rather than looking too far out, because we're not being very present when we're doing that. So 1 year, and then we put stuff out there, and then we get back to the present moments. But we have those things that we're looking at, those things that we are affirming, going to our script so that we continue to put it out into the universe. Actions are the key ingredient, so it can all mix up into this pot, and then create what it is that you're trying to create. You ever had a cake and somebody missing an ingredient, and you're like, something's missing, and it may just mess the whole thing up because there's something missing. So what's missing in things sometimes when it comes to things that we want to see happen is the action. And so it's one part that vision board and writing your goals down and scripting, doing those affirmations, and making sure that you're eating with all your senses positivity. But then if you don't put that action in there, that's something that's missing. And so you gotta find that action. And so are your steps showing proof positive of where it is that you say you want to go? And that's what I'm putting out there to y'all. What are your actions saying? And this is not about proving something to somebody else, doing something for somebody else, looking a certain way. This is about you, what it is that you say you want, what it is that you have written down, scripted, and you are visualizing for your future. What actions have you done toward that end? I don't know, look at me like this. Look. Excuse me, y'all. All right. What actions have you done toward that end? All right. And so that's something you have to answer. And then, if you haven't, you got to put the actions in. And so it's like everything else. I think it's Think and Grow Rich. Is it Think and Grow Rich? I think it's Think and Grow Rich, where he lays out what you should do every day, and when you get your to-do list together. And one of the things, and I'm recalling this from memory, one of the things is that you put down what it is that you're going to do toward one of your goals. And so action is important, especially if you have wealth in your plans for the future, success in your plans for the future. And so you have to act. All right. There is there's a thought that that's not necessary, and some people, spiritually believe that that's not necessary. However, you know, it's just it's like everything else. You have to go forward. Like I like to use Thomas Edison as an example, right? Because it took hundreds of times of him trying to get this electricity to work the way he wanted it, and with the light bulb and the invention of the improved light bulb, whatever. Um, and so that's a lot of action that was taken for every time he went out there with the bulb, with outside, whatever he did, he had to, go ahead back to the drawing board, figure out his data, write it down, figure out something else, do it again, something different, whatever. So that's what we have to do toward getting what it is that we want to get to. Now, because we're doing those things like affirming and writing them down and visualizing, got our vision board and our script and everything else, is not an automatic we're going to get it. The universe works in ways that, there's certain things about the universe we wouldn't be able to even explain. But the chances are greater when we're doing these things. Chances are higher when we're not allowing negativity to, be the thing that is around us all the time. We're putting ourselves in positive circumstances. We're talking to ourselves in positive ways. We're doing positive things. We surround ourselves with positive people. And, we work on the shadow side. So we deal with the shadow side because you cannot ignore your shadow side. So you must deal with your shadow side. However, we don't let it take over everything else. And so, so action is a part of that. You got to act. All right. And so make sure that with everything that you're doing, that your actions are reflecting those things that are true for you. Okay. I think a good way to, it's like a self check. Just once in a while, reflect on what it is, and that's part of your journaling process too. What it is, what have I done toward my goals? What have I done toward my vision board? What have I done toward my scripting? These are personal things that you have to answer and be honest about to yourself. All right, so do that every now and again, and you'll see if your actions are lining up with your words, because that's important. Because words are powerful, yes, but we're in these bodies and we're physical people, and so that makes the action that we do with ourselves important, and so we must act. All right, I try not to quote things where I don't know specifically good, but in the Bible it says, what does it say? Words without actions. See, I'm gonna mess something up. Y'all know the quote, y'all Bible thumpers. Words without actions is dead, or something like that. Anyway, so there are a lot of different places that you'll hear the same kind of thing repeated, where um Without action, the words, they're empty. They are powerful. However, without that, like I said, that's that ingredient. You got to put that in there. Now, because I was getting relationship stuff, um, I'm gonna put it in relationship terms. Um, yeah, and I'm not really talking about relationships. I'm talking about waiting until you get into relationships. Actions are important. And so you got to know before you get into a relationship that you're up for a relationship. That's why it's important to take time for yourself to even find out what is a relationship and what is it that I'm going to be doing in a relationship and why would I be in a relationship and what is a relationship about and do I want to have a relationship and what does that mean to be in a relationship? What is that the other person is going to want from me and what is it that I'm going to want from the other person? Is this only about sex? Is this about what? Are we getting married? Are we going to just be committed? What are we doing? Is it just pleasure? Is it just a fun time? Is it And this is the thing. And so if you're on this journey, it's usually not one of those things where it's just for fun. A relationship is a relationship is one of those large topics that's why a lot of people have issue with them. That's why there's so many people talking about relationships because relationships are life. Everything is a relationship. And so, it's going to constantly come up, constantly be talked about, constantly be something that we deal with, trying to get it right. There are a bunch of people who want to get married. There's some people who don't. There are a bunch of people who, don't, they just want the pleasure out of the intimacy and that's it. And so they're just a lot of different people, a lot of different mind frames. Some people believe that that's the way to have a relationship is, an honorable relationship is by being married. And so, there are a lot of different thought processes. So it's important to know what a relationship is. All right. When it comes to your relationship, it's gonna be it's such a big topic, but it's also about your actions. It can't just be word service. It has to be action there too, especially when you're dealing with other people. People can say anything. And so sometimes that's like I was saying, it can be empty if actions aren't behind it. And so your actions, what are your actions saying? It's important not only toward your goals, toward those visions, it's important in relationships too. And so while you're on a journey and figuring yourself out and figuring what a relationship is about, have in mind that, when you finally do get in a relationship, that your actions are going to matter. And when they don't, you have problems. And so it's really important to take the time to know what it is that you're getting into, what it is that you want, what is it all about. Decide what it is that going to do as far as that's concerned. And if you're going to do that, to be a person that, is you're saying the words and your action, reflects your words. Right. All right. So action, key ingredient. We there's certain amount of things that spiritually are going to happen. That, like I said, there's certain things we're not able to explain. It's a higher powers involved. We are creation, and I know some people don't think that, but some things are not explainable. However, when it comes to us and putting ourselves out there, whether it's for a goal, for a relationship. The key ingredient that we must put inside this mixture to get our creation to go toward our creation, to manifest our creation, to achieve our goals and is action. Okay, it's action. And so when it comes to relationship, you can do the same self check and check yourself in the relationship. And you may want to sit with your person if you're in a relationship. And I'm sorry, but look, Janet came to mind just now. And so Janet Jackson's song, What Have You Done For Me Lately? But, that's the check that you're going to have to do. Are my actions reflecting my words? You have to ask that for yourself, and you have to be honest. And if you're in a relationship, you should be able to ask the person in your relationship, are my actions reflecting my words, and vice versa? Right? Because if they're not, chances are you're having problems. And so, yeah. So it goes into everything that we want to achieve, have success in, and have come into fruition the way we want to see it. Action. All right. All right. I'm gonna wrap it up, I think, with one more. And again, I'm open to whatever y'all want to talk about. Yeah, but I'm trying to be guided with what I'm, talking to y'all about. So I'm taking my cues from spirit today. Okay, I think I'm gonna do another pull because that kind of relates to what I was talking about with action. Putting in the action. Okay. And I was thinking about how awesome it is. I stay grateful and I'll talk about gratitude all the time because it helps me so much. It was a time a few years ago, I was depressed. And one of the things that pulled me out of it was a gratitude journal. And then I put my journal together where I put these steps together. And I do it every day. Most days is, life sometimes, but, usually every day as soon as I wake up. That's also on Amazon. If you want to pick up the Inner Work Journal, it's a journal. So, I just put a journal together to help you on your way to it. Once you get it going, you can do it on your own and you won't need the journal. But, that's a good way to start is through, physical journal. So as soon as you get up, you write down things that you're grateful for. Find gratitude in anything and everything. All right. Grateful for the breath that you're able to breathe, that you are a functional person, that you have your mental capacity, that that you're walking, straight up and you don't have any ailments. You can speak and you can see and you can hear. You can see the beauty of this planet. You can communicate. Like it goes on and on. So many things to be grateful for. Grateful for your family, people that love you, just everything. It's so much to be grateful for. Anyway, so I don't go on a tangent in that, but just write a few things that you're grateful for in sincerity and humbleness. Yes, I am grateful. Thank you. I'm grateful today. Okay. From there, you go into affirmations. Write a few affirmations out about what those visions look like on your vision board or what that script says. I am happy. I am healthy. I have love around me. I am successful. I'm wealthy. I am living in a lap of luxury. I'm around great people. I help so many people I can't count. I am living my purpose. I am smiling more than anything else. I am content with everything in my life. And it goes from there. That one choked me up. I am. And so I am. And write down those things that you see yourself as. Okay? All right. I suggest that you do this in the mirror. Once you get to not needing a journal anymore, and top it off with I love you when you're in the mirror. Okay? All right. And then after that, you go into meditation. All right? Meditate. And I usually say at least 10 minutes, but if you're not able to do that yet, start with a minute. Start with a minute. If you haven't meditated before, start with a minute and then go from there until you can get up into 10 minutes. All right. And then just don't think about what happened yesterday. Don't think about tomorrow. Try to be as present as you can when you're meditating. All right. You breathe in, you hold it, and then you breathe, you release it. You breathe in, you hold it, and then you release it. And do that as long as you can, up until about 10 minutes. And that's how you start your day. So this is what has allowed me to not get down and out. It really doesn't matter what happens. It's crazy. But it really doesn't. It doesn't, because it helps me stay grateful more than anything else. It helps me stay grateful because I know that whatever I go through, there's something to be grateful about. And I do that every day that I can. And I'm trying to tell you, it's amazing for me. And I'm really hoping that anybody out there who's struggling with those kind of things like depression and stress and anxiety, try it and see, because you have to try things to see if it helps you. Because I know I was helped. And so I think this is me needing to wrap this up because I'm getting choked up and stuff. So I'm getting ready to close this down. So I've been talking too much. All right. Are you playing? Yeah. So I might end it on that note because I think that's my cue as far as wrapping it up. So again, I hope everybody out there as well. As Mother Day approaches, I think I got something in mind for that. I think we need to honor our ancestors. Mother's Day is a chance to honor the women we call moms, and that's a lot of women, right? So, and even the ones who have it naturally birthed, don't naturally birth us, they take on the roles of mother a lot of times with the people around them. So it's a day that, of course, I'm sure there's something behind it, probably another type of event. However, it gives us a chance to honor, the mothers in our lives. And so I think I have something in mind for that. All right. So I'll go ahead and shut this down. I think that was my cue. I'll leave it with the inner work journal steps, and that's really what it's about. You can go pick that up, or you can do it yourself. But I really encourage people to do that. It's just it's so amazing to just be in a state of gratitude, and we complain a lot less. Um, and just ate. I don't know. It's just anyway. Go ahead and check that out if that's something you're interested in. All right, y'all. And so on that note, I'm gonna shut it down. I hope everybody out there as well. Um, you know, let me give you some love. I love you. Um, let me see what else is going on. If you need to talk or anything like that, um, reach out and everything, and we can make that happen. Um, I'm on Instagram, as y'all see. I'm kind of fumbling with it, but I'm gonna get there, and then I'm gonna go look. I'm gonna get there. All right, and so I say Instagram messaging to me is a lot smoother. So that's what I say as far as reaching out to me, and yeah. All right, y'all. And so on that note, I'm gonna see y'all again. If not before the third week of May, um, you know, we'll see what happens. If not till then, that's when you'll see me. All right. If it's not Mother's Day weekend, so the third or the fourth Sunday of May. All right. Subject to change. You'll see or whatever. So all right, y'all. So let me give you some love before I go, and just you know just enjoy life as you can. We only in these bodies for a limited amount of time, and the gratitude of having this body is experiencing this world. And so I hope you're not just in a room looking at four walls all the time, because there's so much to this world to see, to experience. And so I hope you're getting out there and having some experiences. All right. All right. Let me give you some love. All right. All right. Okay. And once again, love and gratitude.